Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Dr. Lexi, a functional medicine pharmacist specializing in brain health, and I help people struggling with brain fog, concentration issues, memory loss, and so much more take control of their future and achieve better cognition than they've had in years. So today I want to explore a term called neuroplasticity. And what this is the ability for the brain to make and form new connections between its cells, which is really cool because we've thought for years that once you go through puberty and you hit your full maturity, that was the brain that you were left with for the rest of your life. Now we know that's not true because our brain has this neuroplasticity ability to be able to form connections throughout our entire lives. Now, neuroplasticity doesn't just happen automatically. It happens as the result of proper signals to the brain. So whether or not your brain is participating in neuroplasticity is totally dependent on the signals you're giving your brain. Now here it's all about balance. There are good signals and there are bad signals. And because we live in an imperfect world, try saying that 5 times fast, we're never just gonna have good signals. We're going to have a mix of both, but the goal is to have more positive signals than there are negative signals. So the good signals promote growth, that neuroplasticity development in the brain, and the bad signals activate a protective mode of the brain. Now, you can think of your brain as kind of like a city or a country or a county or whatever you want to pick. The idea here is that when you're in protective mode, you are waging war against a threat. And when war is happening, you can't also be working on the infrastructure, work building new roads and bridges and schools and whatnot. That just doesn't happen. You are either focused on protection or growth. However, when the war is complete, you've taken care of the threat, then you can focus on the growth of your city, your country, your county, aka your brain. And this is what we want to focus on with respect to the brain and neuroplasticity. We want to identify what is causing your brain to go into protective mode, work to remove that or address it so that you take care of the threat, and then focus on providing the right signals to encourage neuroplasticity. That's when the magic happens and you have a thriving brain. So let's go over some things that may activate protective mode. These are things that include a high sugar diet and insulin resistance, inflammation, poor gut health, stress, lack of sleep, toxins, hormone disruption, and so much more. Now that may sound like a lot. However, all of those things can be tested for, addressed, and taken care of so that they're no longer a threat for your brain and body. Okay, so once you have identified and taken care of the threats, let's focus on some activators of the growth mode or neuroplasticity. Now, everything I'm about to go over is scientifically backed and it's summarized as the Bredesen 7, the foundational core of creating and supporting neuroplasticity developed by Dr. Dale Bredesen, one of the pioneers in anti-Alzheimer's research. And the Bredesen 7 is the backbone of my Oakley method. So number 1, nutrition. We use targeted whole foods and intermittent fasting to create metabolic flexibility for the body and the brain. That helps to lower the impact of insulin resistance, even reversing insulin resistance, as well as optimizing the brain's ability to use what you're eating to fuel itself. Number 2, exercise. And this includes both regular movement throughout the day as well as formal exercise. Number 3, sleep. Something we usually put on the back burner, but it is so vitally important for your brain. Number 4, stress management. Stress in and of itself creates inflammation. It creates hormone disruption. There's a lot that goes on with stress, so stress management is going to be really important. Number 5, brain stimulation. Now, this can be playing, specific games on an app on your phone, such as Brain HQ or computer. It works there too, but it can also be learning something new from a podcast or YouTube video, reading a book, working a puzzle, or even combining brain stimulation with exercise by learning a dance routine. Number 6 is detoxification, and this involves both gently detoxing your body, but also detoxing your environment by identifying and removing potential toxins that can add up and accumulate in your body and brain over time. And number 7 is targeted supplementation. And this may include things like ashwagandha, bacopa, gotu kola, lion's mane mushroom, whole coffee fruit extract, and so much more. There's a lot that goes into targeted supplementation, and there are really good blanket recommendations that you can try. I'll link my Better Brain protocol in the description below so you can check out my top recommendations. But then there's always the ability to personalize those recommendations for your specific body, what you are needing to help boost your brain, your neuroplasticity. But I've talked about most of these in separate blog posts and videos, so I will link all of those in the description below for you to check out. So I hope today was helpful, kind of exploring neuroplasticity together. It's very fascinating research, and I was really excited to be able to share that with you today. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and feel free to follow me elsewhere. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, etc. All of those links are below, and I'll see you next time.